Hi everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Relegation Rescue with me, the United City FM. So just a thought, maybe this is going to be a lot harder than we thought it might be. If we go and have a look at our schedule recently, we had that amazing 8-0 win following the 4-1 win over Union Berlin, the 8-0 win against Werder Bremen. And I asked you where we might finish, and the likes of 10th mid-table came into people's thoughts, if not a bit higher than that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's been so hard ever since to get a win. We got 3 draws in a row, and we've currently got an awful run of games coming up. The likes of Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg, Schalke, Mönchengladbach. 3 of those 4 are in the top 5 of the division. It's just absolutely nuts. It's going to be so hard to get a win out of this particular set of fixtures. I mean, we've already played Leverkusen recently, who are again in that top 4 or 5, and we got a 1-1 draw, which was pretty good. But to continue that type of run of form against the likes of these clubs is going to be very, very difficult. So if we go and have a look at the competition itself, you can see Leverkusen in 5th, Wolfsburg 4th, Bayern Munich in 3rd, Mönchengladbach in 6th. Hey Lottie, this is Lottie. Is she going to come into the picture? There we go, that's my puppy. She's my assistant manager and often just sleeps down here, but obviously when I start recording it unsettles her occasionally, and so she decided to come say hi today. Anyway, cool. So yeah, we got a really bad run of fixtures and a really hard set of results just gone. So all in all, we're going to really struggle, I think, to get into that mid-table spot. I think all I can do at this precise second is worry about the fact that we are here as a relegation rescue, and we are going to try and get them out of the relegation zone. Now, obviously, we've got a game in hand over everybody above us currently. So if we were to win today, that would help us tremendously. If we get a point, it keeps us in with this group of 21 pointed teams from sort of Frankfurt all the way up to Dusseldorf. So yeah, we've got to really try and get a positive result of some sort. But look who the opponents are. It's Bayern Munich. Whether they're top of the division or not, they're always going to be pretty much one of the hardest teams to play in the division. So we are really, really up against it. So time to temper any of the thoughts that we had about maybe doing better than getting out of relegation. Let's just focus on that for now. So it is a game against Bayern Munich. It is going to be complicated. And let's see what the team is doing at the moment. So the only injury we've got is Moravec has picked up a knock, and he's going to be out for 9 weeks. It was a big injury. Got a couple of little fitness issues for Framberger coming back from a knock. And also Just Greg is finding his way into fitness, having been out for a few weeks. It'd be good to have him back. Look at his 17 in finishing. Not so much on composure, but got a good pace as well. He's key to our striking options, I would suggest. So he's going to come back on the bench today, which is all the more positive to get him back into the reckoning for a first team spot. Such Fun finds himself back in the team. Mavropanos came in and hasn't done any better, so we brought Such Fun back in because the two of these, Udikai and Such Fun, were the guys that were playing at the time when we got a couple of decent wins at the beginning of our time here, so they come back in. So today's team is going to be Kubek in goal, Jedve at right back, Max at left back, Such Fun and Udikai in central defence, Gruzo and Elena in central midfield, Hahn on the right, Vargas on the left with Richter and Fing Bogerson up top, with Mavropanos, Lichtsteiner, Yago, Kadira, Gibbs White, Diaz, Maya, Needy Man and Just Greg on the bench. Still getting used to some of those names, even though I've changed them. Take a double take occasionally on them. Is that really what I called him? But it is. Anyway, that's the team. Hard opposition. Let's see if we can get something out of this game, though. So we've just suggested to the team that the pressure is off today. There's no expectation on them to get a win, really. I just want them to calm themselves a little bit and go out and have a go. We know that this is going to be really, really tricky, but if we can just hold our shape a little bit and make it difficult for Bayern Munich in the first few minutes, that would be a positive start. Although sometimes with Bayern Munich, they just thump you whatever you do, and there's an early opportunity for them and hit the woodwork, and we get it cleared eventually, but immediately under pressure, which is unfortunate really, but not unexpected, I guess. Again, they approach us down the left-hand side and keep the ball nicely in midfield. But there's the shape that I'm happy that we've got, and a good block by one of the central defenders there, Udikai, I think it was, on that particular occasion. Big, tall central defender he is. And he put his body on the line there, which is really positive. But they still remain in possession of the ball. And this time go down the wide right into the box. Good challenge. Again, a really good defensive challenge by Max this time. But again, they keep the ball. That's so unfortunate. We were doing so well. We were keeping our shape. We were getting tackles in and blocks in and doing... But they never lost possession. And they worked it all the way around us. And eventually go back onto the top of the penalty box. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Lots of space there, and he gets it out from under his feet. Oh, such a good strike. But I think that's unfortunate. We were really, really trying. And I think early doors, we've done pretty well defensively to get those blocks in, but we've got to get the ball off of them somehow and retain some possession ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves 2-0 down after 14 minutes. Going to be one of those days, isn't it? Pause the game. I think we're going to go into our defensive shape, because what that does is, one, it will make us more defensive, but also it keeps the ball better slightly. It's a more short, sharp passing type of play, and it's an own goal. Oh dear, that's even worse. And again, they come down this left-hand side, switch to the right-hand side. A challenge was ridden there, and another long shot, and this time goes narrowly wide. And we are under so much pressure. So we'll ask them to concentrate on a shout just to see if we can get them to focus, but it's not. It's overwhelmed them. We're asking too much of them, I would suggest. And at this point, I think we've just got to try and hold on through till half-time and see whether at half-time we can find a better motivation for them than we've had so far. And there we go, into half-time at 2-0 down. Tricky game, very, very tricky game, but not totally unexpected. So I'm going to take over the team talk, and calmly I'll expect to see a much better showing in the second half. I don't expect them to win. I just want them to be motivated and fired up now to do something, to feel like they can achieve something in this game. And it's got a couple of bits of motivation, but also a couple of bits of anxiety in the side. But look at these match stats, 27 shots to our 4. We're having a reasonable amount of possession, but we're doing literally nothing with it. We can't break them down and get a chance ourselves. And a corner kick for them again comes in, partially cleared, and another bottom of a shot from the edge of the box, but this one goes sailing over the top of the bar. 67 minutes in, we're not achieving anything in terms of stamping ourselves on the game. So let's see where the weak links are. And it's Hahn on the right side is so poor today, and Richter up top, so just Greg comes on for the last bit of the game. And then let's get one of these yellow cards off. Let's take Jedve off and put Lichtsteiner on that right hand side, see if he can get up and down that right hand side with a bit more promise. Jedve's a bit more of a defensive fullback, so not always able to get up and down as much as you'd like, but so defensively solid. Again, we lose the ball in midfield, and look at that. Our defensive formation had got so many people going forward. It's ridiculous. That's all about making errors of judgment. I don't understand. We're in our defensive formation. We are supposed to be holding shape. I've made sure that they're all holding shape and their positions in this defensive structure, yet we'd piled so many people forward. Oh well, we don't need to see it again, do we? Let's go into the offensive version of our game, the attacking. 10 minutes left, we're already 3 down. What can they do? Another goal? Well, okay, it doesn't change anything, does it? It's, there you go, 4-0, but we've got to try something. It's, I won't be in any way too hard on them at all. This is kind of what we expected, but it's so disappointing after a decent run of form, in the sense of we got some draws and a couple of wins. We hadn't lost in a while. We'd made it difficult for opponents, and then we've just come here to a very, very good side and basically rolled over for them. And 7 shots at goal to their 37. It says a lot, doesn't it, really? And that, unfortunately, is why we are still in the relegation area of the Bundesliga, still in 16th, point behind safety at the moment. And we've got a lot of work to do, because Wolfsburg and Mönchengladbach and the likes are still coming in the next couple of games. It's going to be really, really hard all of a sudden. And I take back everything I said before about what we might achieve. What we're going to try and achieve is to secure our future in the Bundesliga, because I can't see us doing much more than that at the moment. Wolfsburg's up next. We'll be here next game in the next episode for Schalke. I'm playing every other game through to the end of the season just because it's probably going to be a one-season wonder, if I'm honest. I can't see it going past the end of this season now. So I'll be back for Schalke in the next episode, Wolfsburg in between. Hopefully we can pick up some form of points in the next 2 games just to see if we can help our position. But all of a sudden it's turned from a really amazingly positive place of why are they in the position they're in to knowing exactly why they're in the position they're in. It's inconsistency and a lack of confidence, but it's really hard to turn it around. So that's the job for the next couple of games. So thanks very much for joining me for this one. It was a really, really tough loss, wasn't it? But that's what happens against Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Hopefully better next episode. Join me for that. So if you're enjoying this series, and I'm still really enjoying it, it's an interesting concept and a real challenge actually to sort this side out. But if you're enjoying the series so far, why not subscribe to the channel? Keep up to date with the videos. If you like this particular episode, click a like on it for me. Helps me get seen by loads of other people, which is really positive. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon, and bye for now.